Hi Rich, congrats on winning the contest. As you know, you've won 5 video reviews like this one, so whenever you want, just send me the animation or post it on Discord, tag me and ask for the video feedback. So for this one, this is your final submission for the contest, the third contest. You won by a tie with Bruna, so congrats. Yeah, I have to say it's really good. I love how fluid it is. There's so many great details about it. So now I'm gonna just watch it once, a couple of times, and then I'll start giving you the feedback. Okay. So yeah, the flow, everything, the inertia, the movements, the synchronicity with the music is really good. I really like it. So let's start. Okay, from the beginning, the first thing I would say is try to zoom out a little bit, because right now the feet are just like standing on the edge of the frame, and normally you would like to have like at least this much of a space, like nothing, like this one clear, so that he would be standing above here, not like, sorry, not until here maybe, but like, yeah, maybe something around this. So zoom out a little bit, so that yeah, he's not standing just above the edge. Or maybe instead of zooming out, maybe, well, the thing is he jumps quite a bit. Let me see. Yeah, so see here how he's also almost touching the edge of the frame. So maybe zoom out a little bit so he has more room to move, because otherwise he's cramped a little bit there. See, like normally we don't want the foot just touching the edge of the frame. So that would be the first thing. Then this hand pose, maybe rotate it a little bit so it's not that much flat on camera. So maybe rotate it a little bit so we see more of a 3/4 view. Here, okay, here you see what I draw here, so maybe add a bit more drag to the hand here, because right now it's moving with the same angle, and since you have quite a fast movement here, quite a like a bigger spacing, you can create that drag on the hand that I think would be really nice. Then same here, you would keep a bit more the drag, and then as you have it, nice. But yeah, just this transition, drag a bit more the hand. Then this here, see how the arm really nicely eases into this. See the elbow, the wrist, really nice here. This is in really nice, but then see how the whole body and the arm moves to the left all together. So maybe I would tell, do you want him to lead with the elbow or with the wrist? So if he leads with the elbow, maybe the elbow is fine, but maybe drag a bit more the hand and lower arm. So maybe, no, sorry, if the hand is here, yeah, so drag a bit more the hand, and sorry for the drawing, but I'm on with the mouse, so you can imagine. So maybe drag a bit more the hand here, or if you want to lead with the hand, if the elbow is here, if you want to lead with the hand, maybe keep the elbow sticking out a little bit more, so the arm doesn't move all together, but there is one part, or the elbow or the wrist or the hands, that is leading the movement. Okay, then here, okay. Oh, be careful here. You can see how the wrist just goes crazy here, so check that out, what happened there. And also another thing that I wanted to point out, see how when he goes down, the arm and the body is almost like moving all together. So maybe I would add a bit more drag here in the lower arm, so instead of moving down that much, you have a bit of drag on the lower arm, dragging, and then as he stops here, you have the easing on the arm. Because see, right now the arm boom then freezes. The body boom, the body has a bit of easing, but the arm completely freezes. So maybe if you get that also, that slowing on the lower arm, so we see the easing, the stop, how the inertia stops there. So if you add a bit more drag on the way down, then you can how you call it, settle the lower arm and the hand. And same with this arm. See how he gets to the pose and boom, the hand is completely frozen in the same place. So maybe add that easing to the pose, where we see the lower arm is easing slowly to the pose. It's not just hitting the pose, but we see the easing a couple of frames. See the boom. And then also see how the hips get here. I don't know if this frame is something about how I downloaded the video. I don't know, but anyways, because there's 2 times the same frame, so maybe it's my something in my end. But anyways, see how the hips do a easing here and then start to move back. See how the whole body moves to the left now and then moves to the right. So boom, 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 boom. So maybe as the hips are easing in here, you see how the hips move to the left. In this frame, keep them 1 more frame moving to the left. So you would have the torso leading the movement back. So the torso for 1 frame would start to move to the right, and the hips would finish the settle to the left. So you would have that opposite moving in different directions, and that would add also a bit more overlap to the animation and would help you show how the hips settle. So it's not like they get to the pose and then because I also miss a bit more settle in the hips, because see how the hips get to the pose and boom, they almost like freeze. So maybe also you could make the hips go down a little bit. So maybe this frame also make the hips go down a little bit, and then this frame a bit more to the left and a bit down. So I would modify that easing so we see the hips create that slowing and that small arc. And then as he jumps back, I think would be really nice if he straightens the arms. So we would see the torso pushing back and then he straightens the arms. So we would be more of a contrast and more of a push. We would feel more the push of like he's getting impulse by throwing the arms forward as well. So I would thought something like that. And you see how I draw the hands are like here, and then when he straightens the arms, maybe move the arms a bit further away, so a bit more to the left. That way we keep the hands more or less in the same place, and in this way the audience has some, like, it's not that the whole body moves together like you have it here. See how the whole body is starting to move and boom, they move all together. In this way you have also overlap. The arms stay more or less on the same place, although they are straightening, but they are straightening because the body is moving back. But they also create the feeling that they are overlapping because they are in camera framing, they are not moving that much, the hands. So it would create a nice contrast. So yeah, I would straighten the arms here. Also be careful here how he's pushing himself back, but this foot is already sliding. So make sure that this foot stays on the same place as he pushes himself back. And then also see how the arm is bent this way and then is bent this way. There's quite a lot of change. So maybe I would try to ease in that transition. So maybe if the arm is a bit more straighter here, then start to rotate switch the angle from this angle to this angle, but in a more progressive way, not that much in one spot, in one frame, but maybe like I drove here, maybe start here. Also see how I pose the hand so that it almost feels like it's flowing the arm is creating a motion path, so it feels almost like it's flowing, the arm of creating an arc when moving. So like also tracking the wrist, that the wrist creates an arc. And also maybe I would also, if the wrist, you see how the arm is moving up here, and in this frame it would keep moving up, I would keep moving it up, so we would have something like this. Sorry for the drawing again. And then see how I would keep moving it up, and then I would start to open it up here a bit. So open it up, then I keep moving it up a little bit and open it up more, a bit more here, and then here I would start to move it down, and then this transition I would start to close it again. So would be something like this, and almost in the pose here, and then you would get to the pose. So that way you would get that overlap. I don't know if it would be great, but you see the feeling of just getting the arm up, then it starts to open in the air as the body goes down. So you create that also, that overlap where one part of the body stays more or less on the same place, where the other part, or like keeps moving in one direction while the other part is already going down. And it also opening the arm and then boom, back down. So you create that, you also straighten the arm, so you create the contrast, so it's not like the arm is bent all the time, but is you open it and close it, you create that contrast between arms as well, so you reduce the symmetry, and then because also this transition see well, let me check this now that I'm seeing it. Well, maybe, yeah, now that I say it, maybe not that, not, I exaggerated it a lot. Maybe not that much, don't exaggerate it that much, the opening and the raising the arm, but a bit more of that feeling. So maybe not that much, but yeah, create a bit more of that feeling of the arm opening a bit and then closing. I really like this, how the arms straighten up here, and then the neck, all this part, I really like the feeling that you got. Also how the shoulders raise, the arc that the shoulders create, the squashiness that you put into this animation, really like it. But be careful here with the toes, because you see how the foot is moving forward, but actually it couldn't move forward. If it could slide back, but move forward here, it is not possible. So check that out. So make sure that the feet feel like when they are planted on the floor, that they are on the floor, that they don't slide around. And also here you see how this one arrives. See the toe here, how it feels like it's over lifted. So check that out. And also see how it gets to the pose, and then the next frame is already moving to the other direction, and it feels a bit floating this place, because see how both feet are moving, so it wouldn't be possible. So I would also, you see how the feet reaches, so maybe the foot reaches this point, gets stuck there, and then keep the foot in this place. So we can see, and this frame as well is on, so this one and this one, the foot stays on the same place, and you start to see how it's rolling, it's favoring the leg. So see how the foot starts, like I draw here, like it starts to rotate a bit more, and then this frame, it lifts off the ground. And see, be careful here with the toe, that we can see also that this is still rotated up, remove those special rotations there, and yeah. And then also a small detail here, see how the elbow is creating a really nice arc here. Here I would also open the elbow a bit more, so you create a nicer spacing. Because here I would, like, he's leading with the arm, so I would expect to see a bit more of elbow, like to show that he's leading with the elbow. And then you see how it creates the arc, really nice, the arc moving back, but then see how it stops moving to the right. So I would like to see how it creates this arc, see how here it starts moving to the right, and move it a bit more to the right, so we keep seeing that path of action. See, it's moving to the right, and then you see how it keeps moving to the right, but make this one like keep moving the elbow to the right in this frame. Okay, also here, see how the hand is here. I would create a bit more drag to the hand so it doesn't disappear over one frame almost, but we can see the drag on the hand. That's always nice. All these parts, I really like it. You really animated a great flow in all this. Like, I'm really impressed by all this, because by the blocking it didn't feel like you were going to get it into this amount of fluidity. But yeah, like, you got it really nicely. You did a great job here. So really like this part, especially this part. The subtle overlap between the arms and the leg is great. It's great. And then, so keep going and see. I really like this, how the hands just throw themselves forward, but see here how the wrists like hit this point, and then they almost feel like, well, it feels like it gets stuck. So keep that inertia up. Keep that inertia, because right now it feels like it hits a wall. So keep that inertia up on the arm, so we see the easing of the movement up. And then as the body starts to go down, don't make the... I really like how you got a bit of drag in this hand, but maybe I would exaggerate it a bit more. So maybe if you keep the hand moving up, and see, and in this frame, I would make this frame maybe the last frame that the hand is moving up, and then start to drag back. Because right now I feel it starts to move down with the body a bit too early. So I would like to see a bit more drag all these frames. And like, if it's maybe the arm is right, like maybe here. So yeah, a bit more contrast between the two arms. But yeah, a bit like he throws this arm more intensely up. Then you have the drag, and then so I would like, my idea is like he holds this arm like longer up, so that when the arm flips back, it's a bit more, yeah. You would make the movement, when the movement back, the movement would be much faster, and I think would be really nice. Sorry for these drawings. Yeah. And then also the hand here, you see how the hand is in this place, and then it starts to bend back. When you have this kind of arm movement, I would advise to get a bit more overlap on the hand there, so it flows better, the transition. Also here, I see what you did here, like you rotated the elbow like up, like in these frames, but I think it feels a bit broken, and like all these parts like the arm feels a bit broken. Let me see how it feels. Well, watching it, it doesn't feel that much that bad, but mostly this, like it pops a little bit. So maybe maybe I don't know. I would maybe want to see the arm in this part, maybe with the vent in the other way, just like you have with the rest. But yeah, maybe yeah, that's what I do. And yeah, I would keep also dragging the hand here. Maybe also here, dragging a bit more the hand. Yeah. Boom. And also, I think this is a great moment to exaggerate the flickering of the hands, because this movement is very like intense, like the boom, boom, back and forth. So I would like to see try it to see if it feels good. See how I added drag here. So maybe here you add a bit more floppiness to the hand so that it flops way more. So you loosen up that wrist a bit more. So boom, and so we would see the hand. Sorry for the drawing, but yeah, we see the hand flickering way more. Same with this hand, right? So see how this hand, I would start to make that flicker here already moving to the right, and then more to the right, and then so we so we would see a bit more of that wrist bending, so like show that the wrist is more relaxed. I think would be nicer, because see how you then have the bending here, the drag. So I think would be really nice, really nice. And then also here, if he's leading with the elbow, I think here would be nicer silhouette if he leads with the elbow here instead of having that shape, like having this shape, like leading with the elbow. I think would be nicer. And then because then you have this pose, and then a bit less than this one, so you have the drag on the wrist as well. And then also, because then also you see how the elbow reaches this point and then it gets stuck on space, so make sure that the elbow keeps moving up, so the elbow and the wrist get to the easing. It's not just the wrist making an easing, but you see the elbow and the upper arm making an slow into the pose. So keep the arm moving up, so we see the easing of the arm moving up. It doesn't feel like it has hit a wall. And then be careful in this one, because see how the elbow moves up and then down again, so it feels like a pop there. It doesn't feel fluid. So if you have established that if you want the elbow keep moving up, so maybe I think if the arm is moving up here, maybe this one keep moving the arm up a little bit. Maybe not that much, but you know what I mean. Just keep the arm moving up a little bit. And so in this frame, the elbow is almost at the same place, so it doesn't feel like it's moving up that much. And then you have the transition where it moves back. So yeah, just keep that that arm, the spacing of the arm, the easing progressive. And then by the end, the only thing that I would adjust here is, see how for this arm I would like to I would like to see the arm, the upper arm, reach this pose earlier, so you don't have this last movement, because this one for me feels a bit disconnected. Maybe in your reference is like that, but I don't know, for me it feels a bit disconnected because it's just moving this part. So I would like to see the arm reach the upper arm. So by this point I would have the upper arm maybe already on place. Maybe you still have a slow easing to the final pose, but pretty much on the pose. So in this way, because I would like to see all this part. See this, I think this is the key. The key is when he flips the arm forward, see how the elbow goes to the right? So I would start to make the arm, the whole arm, go to the right. So you see the elbow is here, and we start to see the elbow move to the left, sorry. So the whole arm starts to move to the left, and maybe like you would make a bigger arc, and then because then the arm wouldn't be that much bent, but then you would create, sorry, more like that. See, so the arm would reach the pose much earlier, and then it's the lower arm and the wrist the ones that get to the pose. So I would like to see the upper arm get first, then the lower arm, and then the wrist finish. It's the last one ending the movement. And then for the other arm, I would like to maybe to create a bit more overlap. See how the arm is moving, the arm is raising. So maybe here keep rotating the lower arm up. So keep rotating the lower arm up. Keep rotating the lower arm up. And then it's the last frame moving, rotating the lower arm up. It almost stays on the same place. And then you start to move the lower arm back down and down and down. So is you create a bit more overlap on the lower arm, where it's not like the lower arm is stuck, but you create that overlap, like following the inertia of this movement. The upper arm keeps rotating up, so you follow the inertia of this movement, rotating up, and then backs down. So you create that extra overlap on the arm. And so yeah, this one is just the same, but again. So just wanted to say, really great job. I really loved your animation. And yeah, if I make another contest, I would love for you to participate. I would love to keep watching your animations, because as you know, you have 5 video reviews. So until the next time, bye.